live from the House of LeMay Makeup and Dressing Room.
Here comes Amber, stop what you're doing. Here comes Amber, she's just doing what she can. Here comes Amber, cue the spotlight. Here comes Amber with 2 drinks in her hand. The matriarch of fashion, from sequins to her glasses, you can't look away. Ask her, does she do it? There's really nothing to it. She's got that feminine gaze. If you have a party, or if you're feeling naughty, call up the House of LeMay. Here comes your favorite gal. Here comes your queen. Here comes the talk of the town. It's Amber Live tonight. The music starts to playing. It's time for cabareting on Amber Live tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn off all cell phones and get ready for your host, Amber LeMay. Hello, and welcome to Amber Live. I'm so happy to see you. Hope you're happy to see me. And if you are, would you do me a favor? Would you like what you're watching? Would you please? And share. Let's share the love with everyone you know. So push that share button and then go over to amberlive.tv and subscribe, would you? You'll want to do that. We're up to over 300 subscribers. I'd like to have a few more, so why don't you jump on that list? Then you'll get noticed or notified whenever we go on air. And that's been happening quite a bit lately, so go over and do that. Oh, we got a great show lined up, so let's get on to it. Hey, Russell.
Hey, Amber.
Hi, Russell. So, it's been quite a week. Another one. Yes. But we're here on Sunday night to add something different to people's lives, we hope.
Yes. Let's hope no protesters show up at your basement door.
Oh, no. Oh, I need security. That's what I need. All right. So, yes, we had a busy week. We did our promo on Wednesday as usual. Then we did our Amber Chat. Talk about our Amber Chat.
So Amber Chat is a Wednesday night sort of fun chat. So based on Amber's original couple of episodes where she is ready to answer any questions you have. And you can find it on Facebook and YouTube. We do it Wednesdays. It's not a set time. It's usually around 8 o'clock. But come on in. And if you want to, you can actually even come on this screen with us and talk to Amber, or you can just send in messages via chat and ask her questions. She'll talk about almost anything.
Yes, we had, that was 2 weeks ago that our good friend Bill Knight jumped on. Yes. We hadn't seen Bill in a long time, but he said he was just watching and he came on. And yeah, it's really nice when people do that. Of course, Big J, Josh always comes on and talks too and gives us his update.
Costume.
Yes. So, Russell, any updates on the Bustiers this week?
Oh, we have some great updates on the Bustiers. We added some wonderful Bustiers. Kim DeBrule, who was on the show last week, became a Bustier, as did Alan A. I don't know his last name, from our Stream Ally family of friends. We love them. And Stacy Clemmer sent us some support, as did a repeat offender, as I like to call them. Jessica Butt sent us support again. So thank you to all of our new Bustiers. Thank you to our super Bustiers, Rial and John, who are always helping us out. If you'd like to become a Bustier, you can. There's a Venmo down there at the bottom at RJD Pro, or if you're using Stream Ally to watch tonight, you can use their in-stream tipping system that's right above the chat area on Stream Ally. And if you'd like to become a Bustier, if you give $25 or more, you get a sticker from us. If you give $100 or more, you get a sticker and a magnet. And for $200 or more, we'll send you a sticker, a magnet, and a mug. You can have Amber Live everywhere in your house. And Amber thanks you for all of your support. Any amount is welcome. If you'd like to give $5, $10, that's appreciated as well. And it does help to keep the show going. It's very important to all of us.
What I like looking at that list is where the people are from. I mean, we have our dearly devoted Vermont fans as well, but we've also got several from Florida, from California, from New York, from Massachusetts, from Pennsylvania. We've got people from all over. You know, we've been on air now for what, 43, 44 weeks?
This is our 44th show.
Oh my goodness! So it's paying off, I guess. Who knows? So one of our weekly events that we have is we put up a picture and we ask for your caption ideas. So what do we have this week, Russell?
This week we have a very high class photos or not.
It's Amber Live.
Now, this is our caption this photo of the week. If you have a funny caption for this, send it into Jack in the captions. Please label that it's a caption so he knows what it is. And at the end of the show, he'll bring those out and share the funniest ones with you. So.
There should be some funny ones for that. He would drive that thing on the green. You know he would. You golfing fans would know that. Oh, I see Irving Green's watching. Hey, Irving, how's it going? Irving's out there in California. All right. Yeah, in Illinois. Bridget from Illinois is watching as well. All right, so who do we have as guests tonight, Russell?
We have quite the lineup. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. We have Michael Wilson, who is I think he's the founder, but he runs Winter Rendezvous, which is a big ski weekend in Stowe. And I know the LeMays have been there a year or two.
Oh, yes.
Helping to host it. And he's going to come on and talk about Winter Rendezvous, what it is. And he really wants to talk about the big plans for next year, since, of course, COVID has slowed things down a little this year. But
yes.
He will be bringing on DJ Keith James with him, who is one of the DJs from Winter Rendezvous. So he'll tell us a lot about the events and all the things that are going on there. And then after that, we have the moment that Amber has been waiting for. Pennsylvania, yes. Do you have a paper bag in case you...
And a paper towel, too.
Brian Sims will be here tonight to tell us all about what's going on in his world. So there will be a small political discussion later on in the show.
Yes, he's state representative from Pennsylvania, and he's very, very opinionated. Yeah, so that's great.
Just a little.
Yes, and not too hard to look at either.
So,
and we also have Pass the Tea with Angela Mansberry and Sherry Poppins giving us a recap of the RuPaul's Drag Race. Oh, I can't wait to hear what they have to say about this week. And Bitchin' in the Kitchen, Lucy Bell's back. You wanted her. She's back in that kitchen and bitching.
She's going Hawaiian tonight.
That should be interesting. And I hope we hear from Rocco Zamboni. Last week, he was a little under the weather.
Yeah, he's going to try to call in tonight. We'll see how he's feeling.
Well, I hope so. I missed him last week. All right, Russell, we've got a lot to cover, so let's get to it.
All right.
You know, I just can't help it. It's the last week we'll ever have to mention Donald Trump again. And after Wednesday afternoon, he'll sail off and we'll never hear from him again. Oh, shit. The impeachment trial is going to take weeks. Looks like we're going to have that Trump stink on us for a while. Well, time for this week's headlines. Breaking news, Donald Trump was impeached again. Yeah. Trump is the first president ever to be impeached twice. Twice! Do you know how badly you have to screw the country to be impeached twice in one term? There have only been 4 presidential pardons in the history of our country. Trump has half of them. It's bad enough that you get impeached for soliciting dirt from a foreign government on your political opponent, but to follow that up with inciting an insurrection, an attempted coup of our own government? Well, if this is winning, I actually am tired of it. Well, but Nancy Pelosi appears to have worn the same outfit she did for Trump's first impeachment. Nancy is a queen. What can I say? Game recognizes game. And girl, you got game. This is such a boss Game of Thrones kind of move. I just imagine Pelosi as the Lady of Thorns groveling down a glass of wine and saying, Donnie, I want you to know it was me. Does this mean there will be an impeachment line of fashion? Because sign me up. I like black. In other news, the dating friendship app Bumble has recently dropped its political preference option because women were changing their preferences from liberal to conservative. No, not because they've suddenly had a lapse of judgment. It was to get MAGA men to brag about their involvement in storming the Capitol. And then the women would turn that information over to the FBI. Oh, that's smart. This is the best use of a dating app ever. And it only works because men are so dumb. Just imagine the face of one of these fur-covered beta males, so excited a hot girl is interested in them, only to realize their date is with the FBI because their internet crush betrayed them, just like they betrayed our country. Swipe right to jail, sweetie. More Trump news. Macaulay Culkin, star of the Home Alone movies, says he's okay with them deleting Trump's appearance in Home Alone 2. In similar news, Trump was deleted from New York, where his name has been taken off of just about everything that's leased to him by the city. He lost his name on the Bronx golf course, on the Central Park ice rink, and the carousel. Yeah, you heard me. Trump had a carousel because he's creepier than you can possibly imagine. I say we delete Trump from everything. Let's be like his leadership style. Never there. And that's this week's headlines. Yes, as Russell said earlier, we're going to be talking about Winter Rendezvous, which is the largest gay ski weekend on the East Coast. And the creator or the mastermind behind it all is Michael Wilson. So, hey, Michael, how are you doing tonight?
Hey, Amber, how are you? Great to be here.
I'm doing good. Good to see you. It's been too long, buddy. I know. So how let's put things aside. There will be a Winter Rendezvous this year, correct?
It'll be abbreviated Winter Rendezvous. We're going to do a couple of virtual things. We can't stress enough that there are out-of-state COVID restrictions in place, so we really don't want to encourage people going unless they're going to follow the guidelines.
Right. Well, so how many years has Winter Rendezvous been happening?
This would be the 36th year.
Wow, 36.
Before you were born.
Yes. Well, I know that myself and the other members of the House of LeMay have been coming down for, I think this would have been our 12th year of being involved with that. We've had so much fun in the past. You know, some of the events that we've had in there. Let's see, there's always the kickoff party, which is a night of bowling, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's Lucy Bell and I in our outfits. And some of the what's your favorite events from Winter Rendezvous?
Oh my God, there's so many. But the signature events that all had to be positive, like you said, is the bowling, which is the kickoff party, which we've only been doing for about 4 or 5 years now since the bowling alley opened. And then the bonfire is always fun. And the pool party would have to be maybe my favorite.
Oh my God! Yes, it's so nice.
You came to the pool party last year, didn't you?
Yes, it's so nice in the middle of winter to see men without clothes on. Or I mean, well, they have bathing suits on, but it is nice to see that. And let's see, also
and the blowout party, which we're going to do this year, but virtually. Yes, so that's going to be next Saturday with DJ Steve.
Oh, how cool! Okay, we'll get information about the blowout party with DJ Steve. We'll talk about that in a second. But I wanted to talk about some of the other events because I know we've hosted karaoke several times down there. Bingo has been a great event where we've raised thousands of dollars for several local charities, and we've been very happy to help you do that. That was a fun night. Yeah. You and I caught kissing. Who would have thought? But I tell you, Michael.
Not me.
One of my gayest times of my life was at Winter Rendezvous one year, where Lucy Bell and I hosted the sing-along of Sound of Music.
Sound of Music sing-along at the Von Trapp Family Lawn.
At the Von Trapp Family Lawn.
Yes.
That's gay.
Maybe we should bring that back.
Oh, I think we all need some spirituality for that.
Bob up there. Maybe we should bring that back.
I think so.
Bob Schwartz is now the director of marketing for the the Trap Family Lodge.
Oh, cool. So, how many people usually come to Winter Rendezvous?
Usually between 250 and 300 people.
Wow.
Who come each year. When I started, it was 75 people were coming, but it had gone on many years before me. I've only been running it for about 15, maybe 14 years.
Yeah.
But it continues to grow, and it's just a lot of fun.
So where do these people come from?
All over. We draw mostly from the Northeast and or the East Coast. Usually, once you get to Chicago, people are going to go west for skiing. But we've had people from Montreal, from Ireland, from France. Pretty well represented group.
I know there's a group
diverse.
group from Toronto that comes because for a while there was flights from Toronto to Burlington, and so they said, "Hey, let's go ski." Yes, that was fun. That was fun to see them. All right,
they still do those.
That's cool. That is really cool. So we have DJ Keith James coming on. So hi, Keith.
Yeah.
All right. So what has been your
This year we're
involvement?
not going to have the pool party, but DJ Keith put together a remix for the pool party, which is available, and he can tell you more about it.
All right. So Keith, tell me your history about with Winter Rendezvous and what you have planned. Oops, can't hear you. Can't hear you, Keith.
Louder.
How about unmute? Unmuting usually works, right? Hey guys, with Winter Rendezvous, it's been a lot of fun. I've been joining in on the fun now for 4 or 5 years as a participant, and now the last couple of years as part of the entertainment lineup. And I can't say enough great things about it. Some of the events you talked about are just amazing. My personal favorite, I'm a little biased, but the pool party followed with the blow-up party with my dear friend Steve Sidewalk.
Yes. So let's see. Did you send some pictures, I believe, Keith?
I did. I set up some of the pictures from last year's events in years past. There's, like Michael said, there's guys that come from all around the East. And these are just a few friends that I've made over the years coming to Winter Rendezvous.
That was a bingo. That was a fun bingo table there. Yes. And Michael, there's the DJs. Yes. And that was at the Rusty Nail, I believe, wasn't it?
It is.
Yes.
And fun fact, Steve and I actually share the same birthday. We've known each other for many, many years.
Same year? Or
Not same year. He's a bit younger than I am.
Oh, that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. So, Russell, do we have any more pictures of the event? Oh, that's the downhill ski costume. Oh my gosh, that was always a fun event. Lucy Bell and I'd go up to the top of the mountain and we'd host that. And some days it would be really nice weather down at the bottom of the mountain, but by the time we got up to the top, oh my goodness, you could see some people there with some skippy outfits. And Michael, you've brought some great entertainment every year too. I mean, there's Varla Jean, and there's Lady Bunny, and you've had Miss Richfield. There's Coco Peru, and so that's, and let's see, who else? Miss Richfield, Dixie Longate. You've had Dixie Longate,
Andrew Bernhard.
Yes, just some great entertainment, bringing it to Vermont. So, because we don't get to see that type of entertainment very often. So really appreciate that. So I think we have a clip for next year to show about next year.
I think we do.
Well, that's just super. That's super. So tell us, you said abbreviated sessions for this year. So is it just the party on Saturday, or just the DJ?
Yeah, well, there's a remix you can get from Keith for the pool party. That's available on SoundCloud and on his website, and also on our website you can link to it.
Okay. So Keith, how would we get that music?
If you go to the Winter Rendezvous 2021 page, I've put a link up there. Also, if you check out my SoundCloud at DJ Keith James and also on Facebook at DJ Keith James, DJ KJ, I have it posted there for everyone. And there's lots of music that I put out throughout the year, but this one is dedicated just to all of you for skiing this year in 2021.
So Keith, I know some people are saying, where do I know that guy? Where do I know that guy? Tell us about your connections in Maine.
So my connections in Maine, I'm originally born and raised in Algonquin, Maine, which a lot of people know is a wonderful little gay resort town. And up until the end of last season, I was one of the co-owners of Main Street Algonquins.
And people are going, yes, that's where it is.
One of those faces. It's just one of those faces.
All right. And so Michael, how can we find out more about Saturday night?
Go to the website, winterrendezvous.com, and you click on the link. He's going to do it via Zoom. It's going to be open and free to everybody. It starts at 8 p.m. on this coming Saturday, which is the night that the event would have taken place.
Yes.
And the host hotel, the Golden Eagles, the people, some guys are going up. They're still offering discounts. They still have rooms. The mountain is, you have to make reservations, of course. And the restaurants are open with limited capacity. But if you are there and you're, practicing safe COVID guidelines, have fun. And if not, we'll just have to see you next year.
Yeah. Oh, and if anybody is going to Stowe, stop at the backyard bar. Our friend Jamie Scavato is the new manager there, and he's doing some wonderful things there.
Yeah, have they opened? Well, there's new owners, actually.
Yes. Jamie's the manager.
Sold.
Yes. Very good. Oh, so, Michael, you also have a side business where you do some traveling, don't you?
Yes. I do a lot of adventure travel, scuba diving mostly.
So, do you have any trips?
Not doing much these days.
No, anything planned for the future, or you can't even plan?
We're going to do some scuba diving maybe in the summer, but nothing's on the books yet. We just have to wait and see how it's going to roll.
All right, very good. Well, thank you very much, guys, for all you do to bring up live excitement to Vermont, and we'll see you next year for sure. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
We'll see you Saturday.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Keith. Thank you, Michael.
Thanks, Keith. All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, yeah, how cool. That really is a fun event. Even if you don't ski, it's fun to go to all the parties and just sit there and drink. And, I thought a good business would be to sell fake casts so people could just put them on their leg and just sit there. Oh, I'd love to go skiing, but I can't. So, but no, we have great fun there. So check out Winter Rendezvous next year. Yes, it's cold, but it's fun too. So hope to see you there. Thank you very much, Michael and Keith. That was great. All right, so let's see. People have been saying they really like our recap of RuPaul's Drag Race. So we brought him back again, Past the Tea with Angela Mansberry and Sherry Poppins. Let's watch that.
Girl, that's hot.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Pass the Tea. I am Angela Mansberry.
And I'm Sherry Poppins. And this week on Pass the Tea, we're reviewing RuPaul's Drag Race Season 13, Episode 3. Let's get into it.
So now we are looking at our bottoms from the first week.
We love a good bottom.
We love a good bottom. Thank you for your service. and so this week, they now had to do 4 looks, which,
wild. Right out of the gate, girl.
Wild. Absolutely wild. So, of course, we had our first runway, and last week we had daytime and nighttime. This time we have Lady and the Vamp, which I love as a theme.
I do too. It's like almost daytime, nighttime, but with a twist,
Yeah, with a twist, yes.
Who was your favorite daytime?
Daytime, I really loved Rosé. It was that pop art. It also reminded me of Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas, where it was like stitched together almost.
Yes.
I was really into Rosé, and it was one of those moments where I was like, wait, who is that? And then I'm like, oh, Rosé, okay.
Yeah, it was very like Comme des Garçons kind of vibes, like that shoulder moment.
Yeah.
So structural and beautiful. I would say Rosé too for me, or I also really liked Denali's, but maybe Rosé was edged out a little bit. And then I think the same for me with the Vamp look. Rosé's that headpiece she had was just everything.
It was everything. And it was like a horror video game villainess kind of character.
Yeah.
It was fierce. That was
her and Utica were definitely my 2 favorites there.
And Utica with the balls, that was a great look too.
Yeah.
And I loved her Vamp, where it was like that hair that went out to the side.
And then it had like that big neck piece. She was almost giving me like Lord Chamberlain from like a Skeksis vibe, you know what I mean? Which I was here for the Jim Henson moment.
Oh my God, I love that you're bringing in the dark crystal into this.
Of course. All right, so that was the runway. And then we had a Rusical moment where they all had to do their own version on Ru's song Phenomenon, which they all did great. It was very high energy.
Yeah, it was
cute.
You definitely felt the energy that these queens were like, I have something to prove with this performance.
Yeah.
And the energy was just really great. It was great energy throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, it was just fun to watch, you know?
It was.
And then lastly, for their fourth looks, they had their runway. And the theme was a fabric, right? What was the name of the fabric?
It was called We're Here, We're Sheer.
We're Sheer, yeah. Who was your favorite sheer look?
So once again, I loved Rosé. It reminded me, you remember from like the Ice Cream Man, you'd get that cotton candy ice cream that was
yeah.
That's what the sleeves reminded me of, was like that cotton candy ice cream, and I was living for it.
I do, yeah, I can see that for sure. Absolutely. I had a brain fart. I think if I had to pick one, I would have picked Tamisha's, strictly because she made it all by herself, and it looks like high quality red carpet couture.
It was.
And it was sheer, like so stunning. Loved it.
So beautiful. The color was really beautiful. It really caught the light really well.
It did.
It was just very elegant and sophisticated.
Which normally isn't my cup of tea, but it just was so striking. The craftsmanship was so professional.
And so we had no bottoms this week. We just had two tops, and our two tops were Denali and Rosé.
Yes, which I thought was fair.
It was fair. They were both really solid throughout all of the competition that week. And so they had to lip sync to one of my favorite Britney songs, If You Seek Amy.
Which is such a stunt. So
and
good. I thought overall they both were strong lip syncers. They both had very different styles, but I think we can agree to this, that Denali won the lip sync. And I think when it really boils down to is that she just bodied the song better.
She connected with the music. It felt like a character arc. It was really just a joy to watch her.
Yeah, she deserves that 100%. That $5,000.
$5,000 stimulus check, cash it, check it. And it was a great episode.
Yeah, it was so good. And now next week, finally, the two sides come into one. And it's going to be jam-packed full of drama. I cannot wait.
It's like a merge episode in Survivor. I'm here for it.
Yes, yes. But until next week, this has been Pass the Tea. I'm Sherry Poppins.
And I am Angela Mansberry. And we will see you next week. Cheers.
Bam.
Girl.
Back to you, Amber.
Cheers.
Bam.
Girl, that's hot.
Thank you, girls. Cheers to you. Oh, wasn't that fun? And RuPaul's Drag Race is on every Friday night on VH1, so check it out if you want to know what they're talking about. I think it's fun not knowing what they're talking about. Hey, Russell.
Hey there, Amber. I love the green part.
I know I'm going, oh, what happened? What happened? Oh, they are great people. I'm really happy that they're involved with the show. I'm really happy. Oh, yes. So, all right, Russell, so anything happened since the last time we talked?
Well, we just have a reminder for everybody about the Caption This. If you have a good caption for that, send it in the comments for Jack. Send him something funny, and he'll talk about it at the end of the show. Because it's a pretty funny picture. Yes?
We had a giveaway. Did we give something away? And we have something else?
We had a giveaway, and Anthony in Los Angeles, I believe, won it. And it is on its way to him soon. And we asked him to send us a picture when he's got it. So hopefully he will. We can see it. But we've started a new giveaway. And that is for an Amber Live tote bag. So you can tote all your Amber Live merchandise everywhere you go. If you get an Amber Live towel to go with it, you can put it in it and take it to the beach. All you have to do is go to amberlive.tv, and there's a button that says click to win. And if you click on that, it'll take you right to the contest, and you can enter there. So it's pretty easy and pretty painless.
I think that bag would hold a couple bottles of vodka.
It
Just
might.
saying.
and the size you buy, it might just hold one bottle. But
Well, got to plan ahead. And did anybody send any pictures of them using Amber
we
LeMay?
got a nice picture. So our friend Mike Houston, who we love dearly, who's
Yes.
cast member from Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, and one of our first guests, one of our early guests.
One of our early guests. We'll have to get him back. He was
Yeah.
filming an audition recently, I guess self-filming to send in, and he realized that he was wearing his Amber Live shirt, so he grabbed he grabbed a screen capture of the video and sent it to us.
Oh, cool.
Yes, we love Mike. He's been a great friend. So
Yes.
it would be nice to have him back on. So then we don't want to forget our Bustiers. Remember, you can help us out by sending support to Venmo at RJD Pro. Or if you're on one of our friends watching on Stream Ally, you can get a tip to us through the Stream Ally system, which is located right above the chat. And there are buttons that say 5, 15, 25 there. You can donate whatever you would like. It's a big support and a big help to keeping the show on the air, and we really appreciate it. So thank you all. So,
Did we have another picture?
we did have another picture. Thank you. I almost missed it. It would be a picture with your friend Bob and his friends.
Yes. That group of people met over 40 years ago in Findlay, Ohio, doing community theater. And since the COVID pandemic started back in March, they have gotten on Zoom every Saturday but one and talked for 2 hours. And it's so good to see them. That's Shar from California up in the top left. That's the Gephardts, who are super boosters of the show from Memphis, Tennessee. Down in the lower left are Fred and Rita in Cincinnati. And then that good-looking guy on the bottom right, that's Bob. But the great group of friends. They love the show. And I'm very happy to call them not only viewers, but friends too. So cheers.
Hopefully they're watching tonight.
Oh, I think they are. All right. So let's go with that message from our sponsor.
Yes, the message from our sponsor.
It's officially winter time now, and the days are getting longer, but they're still cold. And it's a great time of year to stay inside, safe and warm. And Amber Live can help you do all of that. We have sweatshirts and hoodies to snuggle up in the cold winter nights, and get yourself an Amber Live mug for your coffee, your hot chocolate, or some of those adult beverages that Lucy Bell's been fixing up. And if you must go outside, how about wearing an Amber Live mask, please? We've got all that and much more at the Amber Live store. Order your merchandise today. Yes, today. You can do that today. No mail tomorrow, but you can do it. You can still order, and I hope you will, because there's fun stuff. All right, so it's time for Amber's Top 5. And this week, I'm telling you the top 5 things I'm going to do during the inauguration on Wednesday. Number 5, I'm going to stay home because there's now a military security presence in what used to be a peaceful transfer of power. God, how I hate Donald Trump. Number 4, I'm going to drink heavily. Yep, in celebration that this national nightmare is almost over. And because the day ends in Y. The number 3 thing I'm going to do for the inauguration is celebrate myself for surviving the last 4 years. We're still here. The number 2 thing, I'm going to remember that Stacey Abrams turned Georgia blue. Here's to you, girl. Thank you. And finally, the number 1 thing I'm going to do during the inauguration is toast our new president and vice president, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Oh, does that sound good? What are you doing for the inauguration? Anything special? I'd like to know. All right. Yep, we heard her mentioned earlier, and it's time now for Lucy Bell LeMay and her Bitchin' in the Kitchen.
Bitchin' in the kitchen with Lucy Bell.
Hey everybody, it's Lucy Bell LeMay here with another episode of Bitchin' in the Kitchen, come to you from the hot damn trailer park in Beaver Pond, Vermont. We're all getting ready for the inaugural. Oh, I know I am. I can't wait. But today's recipe, I'm taking us to Hawaii. But Can't start an episode without a cocktail. Let me go get it. They said that white Zinfandel goes very well with Spam. We got to open the box, though. You poke a hole here, and you lift up here, and you pull that little thingy out there, and there. Oh, we got it. Yee. Look at that. And it's my color, pink. I think this would go well with anything, tell you the truth. What we're going to make today is Spam Musubi. Yes, Musubi. Yeah, I said that right. Good stuff. You got to have sushi rice now. So I found this rice here. It's called Carolina, and it will say sushi rice on the front of the bag. So don't use regular long grain rice. It will not work. You'll need a 12-ounce can of Spam. Yes, ma'am. And some soy sauce. And, of course, these sushi noris, which is seaweed. Yep, and a little sugar. I would like to dedicate this recipe to our dear friend Hank down at the Beaver Pond Pork Byproduct Processing Plant, the BPP. Yep, he's been so good. You dump the rice into a bowl, like this one right here, see? And then you cover it with a wet cloth to keep it moist, but you got to let it get to room temperature. I don't have a Musubi mold, so I had to make do, and I'm using the Spam can. So I have some Spam ready. Yes, ma'am. Take a piece of cellophane. Oh, my Lord. This done got all hooked up here. And you just put this right over your can, just like that right there. So we're going to put the shiny side down. I'm not sure which one's shiny. They're both shiny to me. So I'm just going to put this one down. We're going to take a little piece of Spam. Ta-da. Put it in here. Push it down to the bottom. And then we're going to get some rice. Put that into the mold. Ooh. Pack it in about a ½ inch. Wet our fingers so it doesn't stick. Pull it out. There we go. And take this side, fold it up just like wrapping a package. Those are the other ones I did. See, I covered them all with the seaweed. And when you go to eat them, all you got to do is take a little soy sauce. That's what I need is a little soy sauce. Oh, shit. Ouch! Do a little soy sauce to dip it in. Take a little bite. Well, I know what Bo's getting for supper. My bitch this week would have to be, I have been stuck here in Beaver Pond for almost a year, and I am tired of it. And I'm hoping that I'll get to go to Hawaii, at least maybe for the summer. But if I don't get to go to Hawaii, I damn sure hope I get to go to P-Town for the summer. Yes, I do. So, folks, please, please, please be safe. And remember, wash your hands, wear your mask, and watch your distance. And please do not gather in large crowds because I want to see all of you and I want some hugs, okay? Enjoy the inauguration. I know I am.
Wouldn't you have loved to have the camera span over what was going on with all the racket going on? Oh, Lucy Bell, I miss you too, girl. It's been too long. Oh, the times Lucy and I have gone out on the town together. Ooh, I miss those. I'm sure the bartenders do too. All right. Well, thank you, Lucy Bell. Do you have a recipe that you'd like to see Lucy Bell make? Why don't you send us a message to Amber LeMay live at gmail.com and tell us about it. Or if you make some of Lucy Bell's recipes, let us know. And you can always find all of her recipes over there at amberlive.tv. Okay, now, I've had a couple politicians from Pennsylvania on before. We had a candidate who was running for state rep, Jenna Bonham, and she won. And then we had the Lieutenant Governor, Lieutenant Governor Fetterman. He was on. Oh, and now I'm very happy to have our third Pennsylvania representative, and that's Brian Sims. Brian, come on in.
Hi, Amber. How are you?
It's been too long, Brian. This has been a dream come true for me, I want to tell you.
Well, a dream come true for both of us.
Well, oh, thank you. No, Brian, I've become aware of you for a long time now because I'm a follower of Joe My God, the blog Joe My God. And I know he likes to feature you. I don't understand why, but he does. But so I've been following you. So, or some would say stalking, but I'd say follow.
Amber, I got your emails, and you have to hear from my lawyer.
So Brian, tell us where do you represent from Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I'm a representative. I represent Center City, Philadelphia, the sort of downtown, the parts of the city you see when you drive into Philadelphia, all the skyscrapers in City Hall.
How long have you been a state representative?
I was just elected to my 5th term, so I'm going into my 9th year.
Wow, how cool. What got you interested in going into politics?
Bad government. Like a good number of my more current colleagues, I live in a state that lacked all LGBTQ civil rights and still does. And part of that was because we had never elected anybody openly LGBTQ to our legislature. And I tried for a number of years to do that. Oh, you can hear my dog. I tried for a number of years to do that, and then unsuccessfully, and then decided to run myself.
How cool. Now, did you win the first time you ran?
I did. I won by 233 votes against a 28-year incumbent, and I'll never forget that number.
Wow. A Republican incumbent? Or was it...
Not a Democratic incumbent.
Oh, so you bucked the system right away.
Yeah, I know. I think for a lot of people, it'll sound very familiar to have lived in a city that has had a Democratic Party that has stagnated a little bit. And I thought that's what had happened in my state, and I still feel that was the case.
How cool. Very good. Now, in this past year, you did have a primary opponent.
My dog is here, and I'm like, oh, you knock it off.
You had a primary opponent, and tell me about that.
You know, I kind of always do. And part of that is, listen, this is Philadelphia. We're the city that wrote the rules for representative democracy in America. And I happen to represent, a lot of people will tell you they represent the best district in their state, but I think I do. My district is chock filled with some of the great experts and some of the hardest working people in this state. And so that we have robust elections every single cycle, that was something I knew going in. And, I'm very proud of the fact that I've won 5 races. I didn't walk through any one of them.
Very cool. So now let's get up to more current speed now. I think it was back in May, the Speaker of your House had a little episode. Can you talk about that?
Sure. I live in what's largely considered to be the last great gerrymandered state in the United States, meaning that despite the fact that there are a ton more Republicans or a ton more Democrats in this state, Republicans control our legislature, including the Speaker of the House. And back in May, after months of originally denying COVID, denying the veracity of COVID, denying the need to wear masks, we learned that the Republican leadership found out that we'd all been exposed to COVID-19 right before sending us home for the holiday. And we learned that from a reporter and really had to pry information out of the speaker. And I went back to my office one day in the Capitol and flicked on my camera and tried to explain what was going on, and without losing my cool. And I wasn't so successful at it. And at the end of it, I called for him to resign. I did the same on the House floor later on, as I explained to my Republican colleagues why what they did was so wrong. And inevitably, he did resign. Resigned a couple of weeks later.
Wow, how cool is that? Action. And you've had a little skirmish the past 2 weeks too, haven't you?
Well, this will sound very familiar to you. You know how often LGBTQ people of color, immigrants, we get used as sort of the tip of the spear in a lot of fights, and I think that's been the case certainly in my legislature. I have a colleague, a senator who is a retired U.S. Army colonel, a former professor at the U.S. Army War College, who was instrumental in the drumbeat leading up to the attack on the Capitol on the 6th. He was a speaker before that and a speaker at the riot the day before. And, he used campaign funds to bust people from what he calls his army, Mastriano's army, to the Capitol that day. And while, we don't know yet if he was carrying a weapon, he hasn't answered that. We do know that, things like seditious conspiracy, sedition, treason are real, real terms of law, not just terms of art, and they have elements. And I believe his behavior has risen to those elements, and I think he should be prosecuted, and I think he should be expelled from the General Assembly.
Wow, that is shocking. Or is it? I mean, Pennsylvania is, that was one of the states that finally put Joe Biden over, which we were very thankful for. So how are things in Harrisburg right now?
They're complicated. There's no question about it. You mentioned that you had our lieutenant governor on the show, John Fetterman. Yeah. John Fetterman, aside from being the lieutenant governor, one of his duties is that he presides over the Senate. And that Senate is Republican controlled as well because of gerrymandering. And, on the first day of session during swearing in, they booted him out of the room, so to speak, and they refused to swear in one of our elected Democratic colleagues. And that's just under no degree of understanding of the American Constitution. Is that a part of how we're supposed to be governed? And so things are complicated, no question.
Amazing. Now, are you in Harrisburg right now?
I'm not. I'm back at home in Philadelphia. I got home a couple of days ago, and I'm actually going to be down in Washington, D.C. over these next couple of days.
How exciting! In any official capacity, or as?
No, just there to participate and to sort of watch history be made.
That is very good, very good, very cool. So, what would you like to see brought up to the Pennsylvania House in this coming term?
Amber, you're going to have to repeat yourself. Forgive me. Maybe it's Philadelphia because my signal's not so bad. I'm here in a city.
Okay. What would you like to see the Pennsylvania House pass this year? If you could say, I want this taken care of, what would it be?
Sure. That's an easy one. There's a number of things that still lack in Pennsylvania. Some of the really basic fundamental civil rights that lack in Pennsylvania, including non-discrimination for LGBTQ people. We're a state, frankly, that really needs to address the fact that we have fracking without a fracking tax, that we have a $2 billion structural deficit, that we underfund education. But this is going to be the big year for equality. And equality means, not just equality for the LGBTQ community. I think we need to make certain that we're addressing criminal justice reform in very substantive ways in these next few years with the opportunities we have in D.C.
Yeah, one of our state representatives, Brian Chia, just commented. He goes, "I think we have it bad in Vermont," and then I hear from my colleagues from around the country and say, "It's not so bad here."
Yeah, well, it's funny. I have friends that are in legislatures all over the country, and this stuff is complicated even on the best of days. And to work in a place like I do, where the ideas are ideas that the state supports, but that have no chance in a capital like ours because it is so illegally, unconstitutionally conservative. It was a really complicated thing. For the longest time, I was the only out person in my legislature in a place that still to this day denies us equality. And so, it's complicated, but I suppose I have a reputation from not backing down to challenges like this. And it's by and large why I'm there.
Okay. So Brian, what was your career before you became a politician?
I'm a civil rights attorney. I spent my whole life kind of having the benefit of knowing what it is that I wanted to do. And so after college, I went to law school to practice civil rights. I have a degree in international and comparative law, but I moved back to Philadelphia and worked for the Philadelphia Bar Association and then ran Equality Pennsylvania for a number of years before I left and decided to run for office.
Now, is the representative, is that a full-time job? Or?
Yeah, yes and no, and forgive a lawyer's answer or maybe a legislator's answer. We are technically by law not a full-time legislature, although the work that we do is pretty full-time. There are part-time legislatures that are truly paid a part-time salary, and I have I'm proud to say that this is the work that I spend all day doing. But I have colleagues that are still have relationships with law firms. Some are accountants, some are small business owners. So yes and no.
All right, Brian. So I guess next year in 2022, it's going to be a big year in Pennsylvania. You've got an open governor's seat. You've got an open Senate seat, open lieutenant governor's seat probably, and there's always a congressional seat that's open up. Anything happening in your life?
You don't miss a beat, do you? There's a lot of very exciting opportunities coming up in Pennsylvania. And I think one of the things that people have seen, not just this last year, not just these last couple of weeks, but obviously this last 4 years, is that our our politics needed to change, that we needed politicians that not just represent more of us and represent us in ways that we hadn't been represented before, but politicians that understand that we actually need to put substance before decorum, that we need to make sure that we're not backing down from really serious challenges. And so, I look around the people in Pennsylvania that could fill these roles, and I look at these roles, and I feel very good about the future of Pennsylvania.
Well, how cool, Brian. You have our support, now, who are you backing anyone for governor or Senate? Have you,
I am excited. I'm fairly certain that the next governor of Pennsylvania is going to be a gentleman named Josh Shapiro. He's the current Attorney General of Pennsylvania. He's a pretty incredible guy. I've known him for a number of years in a number of different capacities. And when I look at what's going on around the Commonwealth and sort of what we could do about it, he's the kind of person that I'd feel really honored to vote for as my governor.
And for Senate?
Right now, listen, our Senate seats is a wide open race. What I know is that there's a group of women in Pennsylvania, based out of Philadelphia, who decided years ago that they were going to bring down Pat Toomey, that they had had enough of our Republican Senator Pat Toomey, who was a no-show, and they started Tuesdays with Toomey. And every single Tuesday, without fail, with consistency, they showed up at his offices. They drove him first out of his office in Philadelphia. They drove him to another office. They started showing up at his offices around the Commonwealth. And I just talked to them recently, and I can say very honestly that the reason he is not running again for his seat is because of what these people did. And so what that shows to me is that if they can bring down a U.S. senator, anybody can be a U.S. senator, and especially from this group of really hardworking activists and advocates that we've got right now in the state.
Well, I tell you, we're all going to be watching Pennsylvania because, it's purplish, but we know it can be shoved over to blue as well.
We're lavender.
As only a gay man would say. Well, thank you so much, Brian. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Anytime you want to come back on and talk about anything, you're more than welcome.
Thank you. Let's definitely do a follow-up. A couple of months into this new administration, we're going to be really excited about what's going on.
And I do... take some pictures of Washington and send them to me. We'll show them next week. But I do want to say, I remember one year down in Provincetown at the boat slip, our friend Rael had one of the rooms upstairs, and we were on his balcony looking down. I went, "Oh, who's that?" That's Brian Sims. I knew back then who you were.
Amber, I think I still have that ginormous bra that you threw at me, and I'm glad that we brought this full circle.
Very good. Brian, thank you so much. Tell Jenna and John I said hello, please. Yeah. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. Wasn't that something? Oh, that was fun. What a great individual. I see good things happening in his future, that's for sure. Whoa. All right. So I think someone's in the green room waiting to talk to me, and that would be Rocco Zamboni.
Amber, how you doing, huh?
Well, how you doing? At least you're upright. Last week you were vertical.
Yeah, I've been under the
horizontal.
weather, it's been a weird thing. After I got that vaccine,
yeah,
funk it. That damn Rona got me. It got me. You believe that? Anyway. I'm doing a lot better now. And I got to say, before I forget anything, you and Russell and all the guys and gals, you guys are fantastic. They were so generous to me, and I appreciate it. I love you guys. I mean that. I just want to say thank you.
Well, we want to make sure you get better. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
All right.
Why do I get so fuzzy, though? What the hell?
So, what have you been thinking about all this week that you've been sick?
I don't know, but the last few minutes, I'm looking at that Brian guy thinking, hey, maybe I will join the other team. He's kind of dreamy, like somebody said.
Ain't that the truth?
Now I know what you're talking about, Amber. I understand why you sweat so much when you mention his name.
Mm-hmm. That's what I do. So, what do you got to offer today?
Well, it's funny because I've been hearing that, hey, they like when you prepare something instead of just like going on and talking. And so I figured, tonight I ain't got nothing until I just got off the phone about 20 minutes ago with, believe it or not, Donald Trump.
Oh, really?
He called me. I haven't heard from the guy in, 5 years? And now he's calling me to ask me to help him to move. He wants me to bring the big truck because he's got all this china and stuff in one of these rooms he wants to clear out. And he's saying something about, hey, you know anything about plumbing? I got gold toilets I got to take with me. Like, I'm going to go help him clean his gold toilet. Give me a break.
And I bet you he has one of those fold-out couches, too. Have you ever tried to move one of those?
Oh, I'm not doing that. I saw that Insurgents video with all them. Oh, wait, that's the Capitol building. But I'm sure that the White House has a lot of steps, too. I'm not doing that.
No.
But I'm going to go help him a little bit, maybe. You know, go down there and make sure that guy gets out of office, first of all.
Well, while you still had the COVID, make sure you breathe, you know, exhale, expel.
Oh, you kidding me? I saved some in a jar just for him. COVID.
That's nasty looking.
Sploosh.
So, Rocco, during the day you work in a hospital. So, how's that happening?
Well, it hasn't been, obviously.
Yeah.
At home.
See, so people wear a friggin' mask. Rocco wants to help people in the hospital, but he can't because he's got infected from who knows where.
I don't know. All I know is I sit there, I do my job of reading erotic poetry to the nurses while they're on break. Because, you know, these women have been through a lot. And maybe I got coughed on. I don't know. There's people walking around there who obviously got problems. I've seen people in their underwear. Seen people with diapers. And, you know, I feel bad for them. God, you know, hey. But I don't want to, you know, get away from me. I got things to do.
That's right. Well, Rocco, we're so happy to see that you're better, and we continue to hope for you and your wife as well, that or your female friend to get better as well.
Yeah, the latest one, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much, Rocco. Nice seeing you. Take care.
I'll see you guys later. I got to go to Washington and pack up that loser.
Oh, so good to see him. Glad he's better. But people, please wear a mask, won't you? All right. Hey, Jack, how's it going?
Hey, Amber.
Whoa. Boy, that was a fun show.
That was a good one tonight.
Yes. Well, they're all good.
For the whole thing.
So, what? Any interesting comments?
Oh, well, I've got an interesting comment. I got a book and a letter this week.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Well, this is a book of plays by Anton Chekhov, and the letter came from none other than Rocco Zamboni.
Why's that?
Well, I will tell you why. Let me read you this letter that he wrote me.
Okay.
So it goes a little something like this. January the whatever, 'cause time ain't a thing anymore, 2021. This is the voice of Rocco, remember. Dear Jack, hey, it's me, Rocco Zamboni. How you doing? I know that you like reading and shit, so I got you this book called Three Sisters. It's actually a Russian play. Did you know that they have plays in Russia? Probably not for long if Putin can help it. Now I bet you're thinking, gee, Rocco, you're such a giving and generous guy. I had no idea. First of all, you're welcome. Don't let this tough guy veneer fool you. It's all being held together with a mortar made from humility and well wishes. And secondly, don't think this is all about you. As you know, I spend my spare time volunteering at hospitals, reading porno to underprivileged nurses, and I like to keep the material fresh. One night I was buying things on the Amazon, drunk, and I thought I was buying this book about 3 Russian chicks by a famous porno author called Jerkov. But it turns out it's a play by some guy called Chekhov. Anyway, waste not, want not, am I right? Enjoy the book, I mean play, and let me know if they make it to Moscow. Yours truly, but only after 11 o'clock at night, or if I'm wasted, Rocco Zamboni. And he didn't sign it, he just picked a cursive font. But there's a PS down here, he says, also, let me know how many times nipples appear in the play. I don't go to see plays that have any fewer than 3 nipples. So thank you, Rocco. I read the play, it was really good.
What you doing?
It's about 3 chicks, right?
What about the 3 chicks?
Yeah.
Swipe right.
Swipe left on Rock.
Okay. All right. Hey, how about the caption? Any interesting caption?
We had a lot of good captions. Russell, let's see that photo. Starting with Charlotte, who wanted to know, U-Haul, who knew Trump was a lesbian?
Must be their second date.
He moves fast. It's a stereotype, but it's important to love someone and move in with someone when you find that connection. Tracy wants to know, would U-Haul actually let him rent one, even if let him rent one and then drive off with it? You put a tracking device on that. Larry wants to know, it looks like Donald is driving away with Amber's wardrobe. Charlotte also said, he's out, there is a God. Jess says, uhaul.com, the only website Trump is allowed to log on to. And Lucy says, I'm taking all 19 holes with me.
Obviously, Lucy's not a golfer.
Not necessarily. The 19th hole is where you go to drink.
Oh, okay.
So it could mean that Lucy does know her way around a golf course.
That could be.
She knows how to find the important holes. John also had a comment about lesbians who can't contract the donation with U-Haul. And I had one more good one from Cousin Craig, who said, wait till Rudy sees this trailer full of uncounted ballots I just found.
Oh, my. Very good. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jack. Let's bring Russell in.
Hello.
Hey, Russell. Oh, my goodness. What a fun show.
What a great show. Oh, my goodness. Amber, you were flush, at least in the second half of the show.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Rosie is this lovely lady. In the middle. First here with cameras and mirrors and crap.
It was, but no, learning about Winter Rendezvous. I'm so glad they're coming back next year. That's good to know, because that's a fun event. And then Brian Sims, wow,
and great information from him. He obviously knows his stuff and just had wonderful viewpoints for everything.
Oh, yes. Yeah. What was he talking? I wasn't sure.
Well, you were asking some good questions.
Talking about social issues and civil rights and LGBTQ causes and equality, Amber. Pay attention.
Oh, my, that was fun. All right, so Russell, what we got coming up next week?
Well, before next week, you know what I have to do. It's always the Bustiers. We do want to remind everyone to thank you all who join our Bustiers. Venmo at RJD Pro, or you can use Stream Ally. And then next week, we have two great guests. Both of them are performers, so it should be a fun week. The first one is a British housewife, believe it or not, who decided that she and her friends were bored during COVID, so she would do something during the lockdown to entertain everybody, and she started singing, and she turns out to have an amazing voice. We've met with her and heard her, and she does an incredible Judy Garland impersonation, along with a lot of other famous people, and her singing is incredible. Her name's Debbie Weilman. If you want to look her up online, you can find it before next week, and well worth it. She does a new song. She was doing one a day, and I think now she's doing one or two a week, because that was a lot. How many songs are there? Then after that, we have a very exciting guest, a comedian who has been on Jimmy Kimmel. He does stand-up, and he's also best known for his turn, or actually not his turn, his role, continuing role in 9 seasons of Letterkenny, which you can find on Hulu, which is a hysterical show. It's Canadian. It's a lot of fun. And K. Trevor Wilson, who plays Squealy Dan on Letterkenny, will be joining us. So that'll be some great laughs and some great songs.
All right. So, yeah, it's going to be a great show. All right. Well, thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next week.
Yes, we will.
See you next time.
All right. Oh, we have so much fun here every Sunday night. Like Russell said, this is our 44th show. Yeah, we're coming up to a year pretty soon. But what else do we have to do on a Sunday night? Well, I'm glad you share your Sunday night with me here at Amber Live. And so until next time, I'm going to be here. Hope you will be too. Have a nice week.
This show is just like paper.
How do you mean?
It's terrible!